Hey folks, today we're going to be analyzing the game between Bayern Munich and PSG. First off, Bayern played with their formation 4-2-3-1 as usual. PSG had 4-4-1-1 when they were defending. When in possession, they would raise the winger and have 4-2-3-1. In possession, Bayern would often drop Kimmich between the two center backs, allowing the fullbacks to go high and wide. And the structure looks something like this. Now let's try to move this structure into PSG's half and see how it looks like. So this is more or less how it looked like. PSG defended with the 8 players at the back and then used Mbappe and Neymar to basically be the front men. Obviously you can see that they're overloaded 3-2-2, and so it was very easy for the Bayern Munich to play around this area. So one of the routes that they used was when Müller would get in between the channel, Sané would go high and wide, Alaba would carry the ball into these spaces, and he was able to find Sané on the opposite side. So when Sané received the ball, you would often see Pavard making overlapping runs and try to cross and make something happen here. Another way that Bayern tried to progress was they would raise Kimmich up high like this, forcing Neymar to track him. Because it was always overloaded for Mbappe, it's 2v1 situation here, and Neymar on Kimmich wasn't the most effective for Pochettino because Neymar wasn't that great with defending or pressing. So Kimmich would often be able to progress through the middle and try to create in the middle area as well. But their first goal came from these kind of situation where PSG's defenders were very low and pretty tight. Pavard had the ball on the half space, and because he had so much time, he was able to put a really delicious cross for Choupo-Moting to get behind them, and they finally end up scoring. You can see that there was a lot of gaps between the 2 players and the 8 players behind. So you can see the gaps here, and we'll talk about why that is, and we'll move on to how PSG structured themselves in possession. So in possession for PSG, it looked something like this. As I said, Verratti and Paredes were injured, so they opt for Danilo and Ghana. PSG didn't really focus on progressing through the middle. The press was going to be a lot to deal with, so you saw a lot of times where Navas would play the long ball. He didn't really play the long ball in the middle since the aerial duels wouldn't be so favorable for Pochettino's side, so they put the fullbacks really very wide. And the first goal actually came from a situation similar to this. The ball came from Navas to these areas, and the ball ricocheted into the middle. Kimmich lost the ball to Neymar, and basically Neymar and Di Maria had 1-2 passing going on. And when Neymar was able to find pockets of space, this was what Hansi Flick's nightmare was. It was 2v1 against Soulé. Mbappe dragged Soulé deep, allowing Neymar to get centrally. Soulé had to eventually get on Neymar. Neymar laid it off to Mbappe and gained their first goal. So the third goal came from a very similar situation. It came from somewhere something like this, where Bayern lost the ball on the right side. From the left side of PSG's point of view, they were able to use this space. So as I said before, the space between Mbappe and Neymar was very critical because it was the key for their transitional game. This player turns, finds Di Maria. Di Maria would play centrally a lot of times in this game. When he gets the ball, within a couple touches, he found Mbappe. Mbappe drags Boateng back 1v1 through his leg near post and scores a really nice goal. So this was basically a summary of how the game panned out. Few of the things that we want to mention. Before the game, we knew that Bayern Munich didn't have Lewandowski, Gnabry. Big impact on the game. We saw with the stats, Bayern had 31 shots and 12 on target, only scored 2 goals. So this means that with Lewandowski in the scenario, it might have been a completely different story. Hansi Flick would have a nightmare because he's pulling from both sides. In the second leg, he's going to have to score at least 2 goals to get to the semifinals. But he also has to deal with Mbappe and Neymar. We saw that the high line is effective, but at times against players that of this quality, it's going to be very hard for Hansi Flick. He's going to have to deal with another injury of Sule and Goretzka. So that's going to be a big headache. I don't know how Hansi Flick will solve this issue. Maybe he won't be able to, but regardless, I'm looking forward to the second leg. Anyways, guys, stay tuned. You'll see more of these analysis very shortly. Thank you.